Hello everyone, welcome back to Super Medico. My name is George and welcome to another video in the Transfigure series. And today I talk about how to choose your dream branch. Dream. So, I would like to say start with this because I recently one of my friends messaged me saying, "Bro, you're a psychiatrist. Can you talk to me and help me understand what is the PG branch that is best for me?" So I would like to start off saying that you are the only person who will be able to know which branch is best for you. And this video is basically to help you understand where you are. So some students would have a clear idea, I want this, or I want that. The others would be like, okay, I don't want anything surgical or I don't want anything medical. And some will be like, I don't know what to take. That'll be the other set of people. So wherever you are, we have to find one specialty or a group of specialties that we can put for the counseling, and finally you will get one which you would have to choose. Okay, there is no way going. And since you have to play the counseling game very carefully, sometimes you have to order your choices carefully or you might regret later, which is not right. Because I have seen people who have joined courses thinking that is their dream branch, but once they join, they realize, oh, this was a bad choice. Sometimes they had to repeat the NEET for the next year. They lost a year simply. Some of them, since their ranks were good, okay, thought that the next counseling round I'll change the course. But what happens is they could have got a better college in the first round itself, which they couldn't because already those seats were occupied because they chose the wrong, their not undesired course first. So they got a much lower ranking college. So these stuff happen, and I don't want these things to happen to you. And that's why I'm telling you these set of videos are important, and we need to have a clear mind. So, in generally, we have the medical branch and the surgical branch, and we have the paraclinical or clinical. These are the ways you divide. So you know the branches. I'm not talking about each branch, which is the best, which is the most things, blah blah blah, man. That I know I won't do because there are enough videos out there. There are enough text. There are enough articles out there. That is not something that I need to tell again. But the best way to know what branch you like is to know what do you like to work as. See, it is not just the theory part. See, your theory part will be only considering for your exams and all those things. But what is going to happen is after this 3 years of PG, you are going to work in that field, right? Your exams are just one part of it. So you're going to work in that field for the rest of your life. So you need to know what you enjoy doing. For example, you might like surgery theory. For example, I as a person, among the topics of final year, surgery was something that I like to read. I found it very difficult with medicine. But if you ask me in practice, I'm not a surgical person. No way. I get sleepy in the OT. That does not interest me at all. So I know, yeah. See, that's what I told. Sometimes that's where people go wrong. They might think theory is equal to practical, so I'll choose what I like to read. Same thing with psychiatry. Some people feel psychiatry interesting to read, but in practice they might not like it. So that's what I told. You need to get an idea of the practical aspects of it, and house urgency is the best thing that you can assess. That's why I always tell people, do your house urgency perfectly well. You should not sacrifice your house urgency for entrance examination. That is a dumb piece of advice a lot of toppers say. I wouldn't say that. You have to do your internship sincerely. You have to work as a doctor. If you're able to do entrance preparation with that, well and good. If you're not able to do, don't worry. You will learn a lot more here. Even if you lose a year in entrance prep, that does not matter because you get a lot of experience here you won't get anywhere else. So I always tell my juniors, please take your house urgency very seriously. And this is one of the reasons you know what you like to do, what you don't like to do. For example, as a house surgeon, why I ignored medicine was I knew that I couldn't handle the stress. 100 admissions coming per day in the ward. My first thought was to run away. I couldn't handle that sort of thing the whole of my life. I knew that I can't, I don't want to. So these are the things that you get to know once you join, or the toxicity of certain departments and all. But the thing is, if you don't have these first-hand experience, because these things won't be there in the textbook. This would textbooks. These things will only come when you join this. So one thing is, the first and primary thing is, get to know the practical aspects of that branch. Do you like to do that thing is very important. For example, do you like to sit in your room and see scans, or would you like to see patients? Would you like to be in the OT all the time, or would you like to have a balanced thing that you want to have clinics and OPD? Or would you like to be a lab? Would you like to teach more the medical college aspects? You don't want to see patients. Again, things change. So, what are your priorities? We all are different. You should not go by things like, I got a top rank, so I should choose radiology, dermatology. Those are very bad advices. Don't do that. Choose what interests you. Because, why am I telling you is, suppose you choose radiology, dermatology, okay, but if you don't like it, you won't excel in it. It will be like a work for you. You won't find it enjoying, or you won't naturally get ahead of it. So what will happen is, it will be more difficult for you to get ahead or excel yourself. But suppose if you had chosen something that you like, for example, maybe it could be pharmacology or community medicine, you might excel really well in it. So even though the opportunities are less, since you are really good, you might get really good opportunities. You might make a lot of money. You might be more satisfied in your job than maybe holding a radio job. So that's what I'm trying to say. Choose what you like. Choose what you feel you can be good at. Because in the long term, that's very important. It's not just 3 years. You have to see it as a long term thing, right? So don't listen to people, just say, take it based on your rank. And people might question you, oh, you had such a good rank. Why did you choose this and all? Man, don't listen to all that. This is your life. You have one choice. You have to be very hard, very strong on your choice, what PG you want. So, things you should consider by choosing a PG is, check the lifestyle, how the lifestyle is also important. Are you okay with that sort of lifestyle? For example, if you're going to take surgery and you plan to take neurosurgery, you should know that you would have a difficult lifestyle. It will be difficult to manage things. You might make a lot of money, but you should know. Suppose you take dermatology, you should know that you will have a lot of free time available. Some people don't want. Some people like to have a workaholic life. If you take medicine or cardio, you might have on calls. All these things you should keep into mind while choosing. It should not be like a random quick thought. All these things you should sit and analyze. You can make pros and cons list if it helps. Some people do that. I think I made a PPT with all the possible things, and I used to do this. So one thing that can also help here is, suppose you're a middle ranker, here you don't need to think about radiology, dermatology, right? Unless you're you're so adamant you want dermatology, radiology, okay, then you might have to drop a year. But you're not planning on dropping a year. You're like, okay, I don't care. I'm okay with anything. In that case, you could cut off those other subjects that you won't get in your rank. Suppose you're in a 10,000, 13,000 thing, and you won't get radiology, dermatology. You don't have to sit and analyze those subjects unless you want to try another year and you want to see that, okay, let me see. But otherwise, you can check the subjects that you are eligible for. So what actually helped me is something called Zynerd. This is an awesome website. I would suggest everybody to take subscription for that, whoever is planning to apply this year counseling. This is not a paid advertisement or something, but I found it really helpful. That website has all the counseling information for the past many years, the state ranks for each rounds, the all India ranks for each rounds, how much was the last ranks for it. Also, they have a customer service center where you can call and ask doubts on certain things, because some things won't be clear. They won't tell you which college to choose or something, but they will tell you, like, you have to submit this at this time, or this notification will come, what you should do. All these things they'll tell you. It's really helpful. So that is a wonderful site. So what I used to do is, I used to put my rank range and see what all options are available in my state counseling, in the all India counseling. So I would get an idea based on last year. These are my options. So what should I do? Which is better? Which all should I get? All these things you get an idea when you do this. So you will know what to go about. And also, I would strongly suggest everybody to take a subscription for that. I don't know if there are other websites out there doing the same thing, but I was suggested Zynerd by a friend of mine, so I use that only. So I'm not sure about the other options that are available. So once you get the possible list of subjects that are available in your rank range, what I want to do next for all of you is analyze, check the pros and cons. So, this is a very important thing. We might only know the outside stuff of things, right? You might not have actually, as a house surgeon also, for example, in psychiatry, I'll be honest, my internship in psychiatry was very minimal. That means we had 1 week or 2 weeks, I forgot, from medicine we used to go. So medicine was 2 months of extremely hectic work. So in that 2 weeks, it's like an off, you go to psychiatry and come back. So in that, we were not expected to do much. It was very basic minimal work. We only used to check vitals of patients. We had duties, like, so what duties? We would be the first on call. If patients are creating trouble, we'll first see, then we'll call the PG, and the PG will tell us what to do. So all these things we used to do, but you wouldn't have a lot of interaction with patients, so you didn't actually know a lot of things. But this is in contrast, like suppose in St. John's, what I've seen is interns, again, not a lot of work, but sometimes some faculties make them work up cases like alcohol withdrawal and all these things. They work up and they present, so a little more you might have interaction, but still you won't have the interaction in psychiatry like a PG. But in some subjects like surgery, medicine, yes, you will have a lot of interaction, you will have a lot of exposure in internship. That will give you a very clear idea. Again, dermatology, radiology, again, you won't have a very clear idea when you're doing internship about the internal workings of the department, because you will be only seeing from a screen. Medicine, surgery, you go into it. So there also, that is why I would tell it would be good to speak to people. So the type of people you need to speak are: one, current PGs, JR1 and JR3, because you know why you should not believe everything the JR1 says is JR1 is extremely tired, extremely overworked. All the seniors are, shouting at him, making him work hard. So he is angry and he's very irritated. So he might give you a wrong set of information. JR3 would give a more ideal, more logical, because they have seen 3 years, but they know the actual working of the department. Then an important person is who has just finished their PG course. So they'll tell you what is the current state, are jobs available, what salary you will get, and what are the difficulties in getting a job. All these things, these people would tell. And finally, you should ask some senior consultants who have been working there at least for 5, 6, 7 years. So they'll tell you how the specialty is going, how is the future scopes and all that. So this is very important, the future scope thing. Yeah, I know you might be very, very, very passionate about some subjects, but the future scope might not be great. And some people might give a wrong idea of future scope. So, for example, there is a subject called radiation oncology. So, I actually seriously considered doing that. So, what I did was, again, I didn't have exposure to radiation oncology as an intern, and I had no idea. So, what I did was, via one of my mentors, I got a contact of a radiation oncologist working at a top hospital in Kochi. So I asked, is it possible if I can come and shadow him for a day? And he told, yeah, he was the HOD. So there I went and shadowed him. I saw the working of the department and all. So it looked catchy to me. But he himself told me that it is not an ideal subject to take, because job opportunities are very less. Because one machine, that means the radiation oncology, that I forgot what, cyclotron or something like that, I forgot whatever it is, can be operated by, you would only need 2 radiation oncologists to man one machine. They would be able to handle the things easily. But we are producing more radiation oncologists than the number of jobs currently available. You might have jobs in North India, not because there are a lot of corporate hospitals that are coming up, but you might not get enough jobs. So he told a lot of the radiation oncologists, what they end up doing is they either practice medical oncology. So after radiation oncology, there's an option where you can write DM oncology, medical oncology, and go that way. So a lot of people are doing like that, he told. And currently the NBs might change not the NB, the NMC might change the eligibility for medical oncology and tell that no, radiation oncology cannot do, only medicine people can do, those things can come. It's highly possible also, he told. So again, there's a lot of I myself talked. So there I was able to talk to the most senior guy. Then I went to people who are working. That means who had finished their DM and finished their MD and were working. And I also found a guy who did radiation oncology and did his DM medical oncology and was working there. So that was a wonderful experience where I could talk to all these people in person. Five minutes I spent. Those people told me that don't choose, don't choose. It's not as thing. You might not find a job. And there were already 2-3 people there who had finished radiation oncology and they were working in medical oncology because they did not get a job for the radiation oncology thing, and they were struggling there. So you can get an idea of how the thing is. Similarly for psychiatry, before joining I asked a lot of people, so a very clear message I got was the job opportunities are not that very beautiful for psychiatry, because corporate hospitals don't make much money out of us. You won't get very jobs in corporate hospitals currently. Most of them don't have IP care for psychiatry because psychiatry IP care comes with a lot of legal implications, and most of the hospitals don't want to do that. Only medical colleges or government colleges actually do this thing. So again, job opportunities are very scarce, very difficult. So all these things you need to know before jumping yourself into a field, because people say like this is your wife, right? So you need to know what you're marrying, what you're getting yourself into. It should be a informed consent before taking all this. That's why I tell talking to these people are very important, because sometimes fields you like may not have a scope in the future. Sometimes jobs are not there. Sometimes it's very saturated. So these things you should know, the practical aspects of it, in addition to knowing your passion and all. So both your passion, that means your mental, the emotional aspects, and the practical aspects, both are important. You can't just focus on one. So some people just blindly take radio because of the money and opportunities, ignoring the passions. Some people blindly take some subjects thinking the passion but forget the things about it. So even another subject that I liked was community medicine. Again, same thing. So I really loved community medicine. I really loved forensic medicine as an MBBS. I loved the theory, but forensic medicine I knew practical because I don't like autopsies. So I just checked it out. But community medicine was something that I really liked learning. And again, I asked a lot of people, a lot of seniors who have completed and all. They all told me that don't, if you really want, you take a clinical seat, and in case later you want to do public health, you can come back later. You can do an MPH, you can come back. It's not a difficult thing. And a lot of people suggest me that. So then again, so these lot of the conversations you have with people, you will get an idea which is right for you and all. So these are the things you should take it. So what I'm not giving you like tuck points. What I've given you is like to understand what you might need to do to make a decision. That's the only thing that I'm telling. Some vague set of points. So that I want you to think through these ways. It should not be a blind decision, because I know a lot of friends who have regretted choosing, and I don't want you guys to go through that. That's why I keep on reiterating the point that please read more. Please search more and make a wise choice. Come on, this is like marriage. Think it like a marriage, Don't let it be a matrimonial thing. Let it be a love marriage. Don't let it be an arranged marriage. Love marriage with, love arranged marriage. Both things you need. Because you need to do the research, you need to do your passions both together. And I hope you're able to find the right subject for you. So you'll be happy. I would like to end one thing saying, like, when I joined psychiatry at St. John's, I knew it was very hectic here. Unlike other centers, I knew it would be very hectic. And some days when it's very hectic, I was like, oh my god, I didn't want this hectic, I don't like this. But then I would think, but if I had chosen some other subject, for example, if I had taken ortho, it would have been more hectic like this. Or let it say it's the same hectic as this. But would I have enjoyed the work? No. At least here I'm enjoying the work, even though it's hectic. It's something that I like, right? So I'm happy. So I used to, divert my mind like this. So that's what I told. Research well, and I hope you all find the dream specialty. You find that thing, and let me know what you have thought about your specialties in the comments below. Bye bye.